Hello guys, I'm Luiza and I'm an ELT student at Osman Gazi University. Today I'm gonna present you about reflecting on intercultural contacts. And last week we covered intercultural contact from historical and global perspectives. This week we will explore the challenges of returning home after spending a significant period of time away. I'm gonna talk about reflections on returning home, blocks and threads, preconceptions and assumptions, connections and divisions, and finally about ethnography and the importance of ethnography on intercultural contacts. So let's start with returning home. The returning hero is a common archetype in books, films, and other types of narrative. The return home is not an easy transition as the environment may have either changed or the person's perspective of that environment has been altered. The monomyth is similar to transitions that occur often moving to a new environment where you are immersed in an unfamiliar sensory experience from new sights, sounds, and smells. During these movements, you may struggle with challenges such as negotiating and communicating in a new language. And the return home is not an easy transition, as I said, and it has emotional and psychological challenges associated with returning after a long period spent in a different environment. And let's continue with the returning home. Um, so let's explore what happens when you return to a place you have connection to. When people get used to a new environment, previously familiar things seem strange to them after returning. Old habits may seem unusual and locations may have lost their appeal. And this feeling of not fully belonging in either place could be described as being between cultures, as in betweenness. It means feeling of not fully belonging in either place. And for some, this may create a sense of loss. For others, it may be a positive outcome, one where they know a lot of perspectives other than just one. However, the idea of in-betweenness is weak because it assumes two separate cultures that don't share much. And personal reflections on returning. According to the study from University of Leeds, it's impossible for students to return as the same person. For each of students, their experiences have changed them and uh, their view and how they view the world. Uh, so when they came back, Gabby said that when I came back, I was actually so sad for weeks. I was just depressed, like I wanna be back in Morocco. I think I just missed everything. I was in this little bubble basically the whole year, just living a life that I wanted to live without any problems. And then coming back, I had all these expectations that everyone was gonna be like, hey, and like they missed me. But I think they really just forgot about me when I came back. So Gabi was so sad for weeks, and he thought that he missed everything because life goes on without him. Everyone forgot about him when he came back. And Jessica shares a similar experience. She said coming back was, I don't know, strange because it felt so, everything's so familiar. I live in a small village and nothing. I was excited to be back, and then one day I was like, it kind of just doesn't feel any different. I feel a bit different. I want to really talk about it. Everything's the same, so I think I was a little disappointed in a way because I was excited to come back. And then I got back and in a day, and then I was like, oh, wait, no, I have changed my mind. I want to go back to Morocco. So she was disappointed to see that nothing had changed since her absence. She was excited to be back, but she didn't feel any different. And that was their personal reflections on returning. And Kikoku Shijo children. A return can be quite difficult process, and the journey may affect how others see you and the assumptions they make about you. Children who are born in Japan but move to other countries for their parents' work and only return after 2 or more years abroad, they struggle to readapt to Japanese life, and some were even teased for not acting or sounding truly Japanese. This was their reflection on returning home, returning to Japan, and finding common grounds, blocks and threads. Cultural blocks reinforce the notion of cultural boundaries as being uncrossable, and they often frame these boundaries as though existing between homogeneous national cultures, presenting these cultures as separate. And cultural traits, by comparison, have the power to cross the boundaries that are encouraged by culture blocks. And cultural traits emphasize the shared experiences that everyone accumulates and focus on the things that connect us rather than divide us. Let's continue with preconceptions and assumptions. It's not always easy to stop ourselves forming preconceptions and making rapid assumptions. However, it requires the ability to monitor our own thought processes and to reconsider how we see people. The technique of bracketing is a way of suspending judgments and sidestepping the divisive categorizations and ways of thinking that we carry within us. Whenever we interact with another person, we make a series of conscious and subconscious observations about them. Perhaps without meaning to, we form very rapid judgments about them. So it was about preconceptions and assumptions. And group membership can also lead to division, imbalances of power, and discrimination, however. One of the more problematic categories for othering is nationality, another is race. There is no simple solution to the divisions between people, but we may make progress, however, if we can combine the strength that comes from our sense of belongingness with a sense of openness and inclusivity. And connections and divisions. Uh, These common boards offer a sense of belongingness. Our allegiance to things we belong to uh, can form the basis of part of our identities. Cultural practices within these groupings coalesces and pull us safely into the group. And belonging to a group or label can both connect and divide us. The tendency of people to group together over a common bond is termed homophily. And uh, now you have explored the experiences and concepts within intercultural context. In this step, you will find out how to conduct research that examines and interprets everyday life. You consider how this ethnography is useful in exposing everyday practices and how it can tell us much about how we organize our societies. So, ethnography can be defined as the systematic study of groups of people and their practices. And evolution of ethnography. Ethnography has changed considerably since its inception, and the range of ethnographic approaches continue to be used. These include documentary filming, innovative fields such as digital ethnography, and the field of education. And ethnography has also challenges. Asymmetrical power imbalances the territorial quality or the authority of being there, and ethnographies linked to colonialism are all problematic. Moreover, ethnography can suggest that the ethnographer objectively studies human subjects in a detached and scientific approach. This positioning and approach runs counter to current ethnographic practices, which attempt to highlight social injustice. It also emphasizes the dialogic nature of knowledge, how it consists of different voices and points of view, and the multivalence, the quality of having multiple meanings within and across groups, and the importance of ethnography. Ethnography frequently centers on a micro setting. It requires you to engage with people and the surrounding environment slowly over time. Therefore, it allows for greater discussion of the complex, chaotic, and messy social world which people live in. And that was all for today. Thank you for listening.